Let's face it, life isn't easy. If you're stuck in a bad relationship, betrayed or afraid of tomorrow, financially insecure, or desperate for a breakthrough, you've come to the right place. Dr. Carmen Harra is a renowned psychologist, intuitive, relationship expert, and best-selling author, and she's here to give you the miracle guidance you need. Her new call-in show, Miracle Guidance for Everyday Life, offers profound wisdom, practical advice, daily exercises, and empowering predictions, all for you. Dr. Harra's show aims to eliminate everyday problems, big and small, with topics like healing your relationships, reclaiming your power, achieving better health, dealing with loss, and so much more. Regain the joy, stability, and fulfillment you deserve to feel. Tune in to Miracle Guidance for Everyday Life with host Dr. Carmen Harra, live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, and find the answers you've been looking for.
Good evening, everybody, and I'm going to start the show tonight by asking you, have you ever gotten a feeling that, like the kind of a gut feeling that turned out to be right? And I know the answer is yes, because your intuitive mind is never failing. It's an incredible tool that can guide you in the right direction during the toughest time. It's like some kind of a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it grows. Now, your intuition can help you steer clear of mistakes, let go of the wrong people, and make important decisions in the right timing. So I want you to learn tonight the secrets of straightening your sixth sense and transform your future. And I'll try to help you understand how intuition really works, what's intuition all about, how the two hemispheres of the brain really work together, and that the sixth sense is actually the bridge between the two hemispheres of the brain. And we'll explain you a lot more. It's going to make a lot of sense. And as you know very well, this is a calling show, so feel free to call in with your questions at 202-570-7057, and my amazing producer Christopher is going to take your call and is going to connect you with me. And I already have some people, Rosie, Dominguez, and Mary. Hold on the line. I'll be with you in a second. But I want you to understand that tonight we're talking about the concept of predictions. A lot of people are fascinated with the idea of prediction. A lot of people denied that predictions really function or they have an effect, when in reality is that prediction have a mentally, emotional, and spiritual impact on our consciousness. And I dedicate this hour to show you how a prediction can influence you psychologically. If you really want to know if your partner is your soulmate, if you really want to know if somebody new is coming in your life, if you really want to know if you should switch jobs or ask for a promotion or start a new career, you are listening to the right show. If you are worried about making a decision that you don't know the right timing, pick up the phone and dial 202-570-7057. If by any chance you can get through, send me an email at CarmenHarra, my name, one word, with double R, Carmen Harra at AOL, to ask your question and give me your feedback, or you can even schedule a session with me. I'll always be there, very flexible with the timing, and absolutely no worries about the payment. That's not the reason I'm here for. So I like to explain you how a prediction can influence you. Now, humanity, since the dawn of time, has been making predictions since prehistoric time. And as I said, a prediction impacts your psychology. If somebody tells you it's not going to work, or you're not good enough, or this is not going to be a good time in your life, then prediction can instantly shift your mentality and alter your perception of reality. So if somebody predicts something good, you will remember that kind of those words, because words have power. They get glued to your memory. So you not only remember, but subconsciously begin to act on it. Now, similarly, when somebody says something wrong or predicts something negative, some of the people will say bad stuff to you what happens to your hope dies away. Without realizing, you begin to think that something is wrong and you cannot achieve your goal and you cannot be happy with a certain person, so things are not going to go in your favor. So you start fighting for it. And I'm always telling people, going for predictions, just like that, out of the blue to ordinary people, be careful what you allow someone to predict for you, because it might become your reality. So the most important thing to remember is that prediction, they require your awareness and your cooperation in order to manifest. So that's why it's so important to work with them, to make them happen, to understand them, to be in tune with that. So this is the reason why I'm doing your call, and I'm going to take your call in a moment, because I know there's so many of you. But I want you to understand how powerful predictions can be and how they can influence the way you think. Because think a little bit, you function at the level of the sensory, the world that you can touch, you smell, you see, you hear, you taste. So these are the fifth sensory level. The left side of the brain functions on cognitive. The cognitive is what I'm describing to you. This world that you see, this world that you can touch, this world that you can smell, this world that you are connected to. But when you go to sleep, there's a different world. Many of you have premonitory dreams, or have a feeling of going somewhere else, or traveling to space and time. You almost disconnect. You do what is called the astral travel. You disconnect from the sensory. You disconnect in a way. You travel from the left hemisphere of the brain into the right. Now, the right hemisphere, like Einstein used to say, in order for me to discover the gravity, I have to sleep on what? On the right side of the brain. Because these two hemispheres, they function differently. They function on a different frequency. While the left functions on sensory, the right side of the brain functions on everything that you know, the 90% of your reality, where you're meant to go. It's almost like that side of the brain is disconnected from the sensory level and goes into a higher level. And the bridge between these two is what? Are those glands on the top of your head, the pineal, the pituitary gland. They bridge the two hemispheres. So think of the Indian people who cover the third eye between your eyes in a symbolic way, not to be able to tap into the sixth sense. Now, so the fifth sensory is the left side. You tap into the sixth sense. You know the movie Sixth Sense, and in a relevant way it says, well, you go from the perception of the sensory into a higher level where everything is there, like you almost know everything that's about to happen to you. Now, the Swiss writer Jonathan Casper Lavatel said intuition is the clear concept of the whole at once. What he's trying to say, because I found it that so powerful and so relevant, is the fact that intuition put the entire situation into the perspective. It's putting the situation in motion. It takes you beyond the present time, and it reveals how things will unfold based on what has happened to you and what's happening to you in this very moment. Now, to me, this is the greatest gift at all. It's an ability of the brain. The brain has logic, the brain has memory, the brain has a certain imagination, all kinds of skills. And one of the skills of the brain is actually to bridge the two hemispheres and to tap into the higher dimension and break chronology. Break, what is chronology? The linear time into the continuous time. That's why this is considered to be the greatest gift. And it can tell you everything you need to know. You just have to be receptive to the truth. So for all my people tonight that are calling, from Rosa, Dominga to Mary, to all of you waiting online, I will show you how we can tap into that higher power of you, and I can just guide you a little bit, when to where you need to be. But you need to take the courage to realize that you have this power to reshape your life. You shouldn't be afraid to make the decision that your intuitive mind is guiding you to make. I'm going to go to Rosie, and all of you, hold on the line. I'll be able to respond to everybody so far. So, hi, my dear Rosie. I'm with you. You're my first call, and thank you so much for being so patient.
Hi, Carmen. How are you?
Hi, my beautiful Rosie. I'm okay. I'm super excited to talk to you. So, what are
Same here.
your
Thank you for the
concerns for
opportunity.
today? So, let's see in which way we can together work, to give you the best possible answer. So, what is your
Yes.
question to me?
So I am in the process, Carmen, of writing a soulmate wish list, and I
Mm-hmm.
came across two of your articles, and they're great, and I'm
Okay.
incorporating that in my wish list.
Perfect.
However, I've manifested many soulmates in my life. We get a lot of
Okay.
soulmates in our lifetime. None of them
Okay.
have had longevity. So
Well, no.
that is
Now I want to tell you something. I need to stop you here for a second because
yes,
if
please.
I stop you, which it's not very nice on my part, but I feel like if I don't stop you, I want to explain something to you and to people listening. It's possible to have in life many soulmates, and it's possible never to find your soulmate. So we can go to the extreme.
Right.
Even we have a number of soulmates, and a
Right.
soulmate can be in your life if you meant to meet three or four or five, then they will be like short lived. So you'll have like 5 years, 3 years relationship, and then you'll move
Mm-hmm.
into the next. I think with
Right.
you, because you have this ability to manifest, you move very fast from your experience into the next. I'm going to question you. Did you feel like moving from one into the next made things better? Like, did you find somebody who felt more complete or more empowering? Because a soulmate is a reflection of you in so many ways, and it's somebody that you feel complete. It's like the other half of the whole. It's that perfect match sensation that very few people have. And I wrote a lot
Right.
about soulmates because I know how soulmates will tap into it. They melt into an entire how should I say unity. So it's very extraordinary how two soulmates, they actually complement each other. So my question to you is, did you have a feeling like moving into the next experience there was an improvement or a better feeling or something more empowering or something more
Yes, it is
fulfilling?
grandparent because that person taught me what I didn't want.
So in other words,
Soulmate taught me what I didn't want.
so the soulmate was actually a reflection what you didn't want, which makes
Yes.
sense. Makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Now, are
Yeah.
you single right now?
I am.
Okay. Do you mind? So, talking about a way of anticipating the physical time, if you give me the month and the day of your birth, I want to see where you are right now based on, and on with that element of where you are right now, I can tell you where is the best timing to meet somebody else because I do have a feeling that someone new is coming, but I want
Sure.
to give you more clear concept that the time when is this person, just the month and the day. That's all I need.
It's January 16th, my birthday.
Okay, so you have the number of God in 16, but 16 doesn't exist. So 1 plus 6 is 7, which is the number of God. You're very independent, very family oriented. And the reason I ask you this is because if you take January plus 16, you add it to 2018, which if you add 2 plus 1 plus 8, it ends up in a 2. And 2 plus 1 plus 7, it's an 8 plus 2. So what does it mean? You're in a personal year 1. And this is fabulous. You will have the best chance of meeting somebody right now. Right now in the next 2 weeks, 2 months, 4 months, 7 months, all the way down to right around your birthday. You might meet this person around holiday season. You might meet him even sooner if you work on making that happen. I actually picture somebody who's very attractive physically, somebody who has a nice presence, that you will feel something you never felt before. In this case, it's probably more a connection, more a mental, emotional, but also more a physical connection. This is a person that, in my opinion, was married before, but it doesn't mean anything because he's finished with that chapter in his life and he's healed. And exactly like you, who had previous experiences, this is somebody who comes into your life after having his own share of experiences that probably he learned from. Um, I should say that I pick up an R or a J sound of a name around this person. I should also say that this is somebody who's more brown hair, is not somebody blonde or not very dark either. He's tall, very put together, and very organized, which I kind of like about him. for you, because I feel like this is the typology of an individual that you will feel a strong connection with. And I think this is your next chapter in the book of your life, because you actually enter the year one, which means you enter the next 12 years ahead, which is a chapter. An entire chapter in your life is about to open right now. So I like that. I feel very good about this. And I think that this is a new beginning for you, and it's going to feel different than everything you've ever experienced. It's going to be more intense, more reliable, and more stable in so many ways. So I'm pretty excited for you, and I want you kind of to feel ready. And I do believe you are ready in a way for something that is even more intense and powerful than everything you've ever experienced before. So that's why what you write right now and the wish list that you make right now makes more sense, and it's more complete than any of the list you've ever made before. Does it make sense?
Yes, this list it's because I've learned what I don't want.
Exactly.
So
exactly. That's what I'm saying.
New things, new words, new adjectives I use, Carmen. So I'm very cautious because it's got to be different. Carmen, can you confirm that this is no one from my past or no one that I know?
No,
right?
it's absolutely no one that you know. You don't need anything of the past to come back in the present. The doors of the past you need to close, and have them be closed. Make peace in your mind that this is not something you need to go back to. I don't think you have any karmic doors unclosed, because when you connect with somebody, you create a karmic experience. So I want you to know that you're moving forward into the new, and it's very relevant that where you are in your life in terms of your time, you're at the beginning of a new life cycle. For the next 12 years, whatever you decide right now will have a resonance in the years ahead. So meeting this person is perfect timing. Meeting this person now is somebody who's going to stay with you and be with you and grow with you and bring into your life something you've never had. So I should say, if we're talking about a soulmate, this will actually be the real soulmate, probably the best you've ever had. So this is more something that I'm so glad we're talking today, because so I'm going to go to a break,
I'm
Rosie.
So glad I came across. Thank you
I
so
love
much,
you, Rosie.
Bless you. God bless you. I
bless
love
you too. I love you more. So hold on the line. I'll be back in a minute.
The best of the holistic, spiritual, and conscious world. OMTimes Radio. IOM FM.
OMTimes magazine is one of the leading online content providers of positivity, wellness, and personal empowerment. A philanthropic organization, their net proceeds are funneled to support worldwide charity initiatives via Humanity Healing International. Through their commitment to creating community and providing conscious content, they aspire to uplift humanity on a global scale. Connect at omtimes.com. OMTimes, creating a more conscious lifestyle.
Hello, I'm Sandy Sedgbeer, host of OMTimes Magazine's flagship radio show, What is Going On? My passion is sifting through information, research, and innovations from New Thought teachers, speakers, and researchers pushing back the boundaries of what we know about life, energy, metaphysics, and the universe. I love shifting perceptions about who we are, why we're here, and how quickly impossible becomes normal when we open our minds, expand our awareness, and accept that the only limits that exist are those we place upon ourselves. So if you're the kind of forward-thinking, eager investigator of what lies beyond the current reality that most perceive, why not make a date to come play with me in the field of possibilities at 4 p.m. Pacific Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Time every Thursday, and together we can discover what's really going on.
Melissa from Michigan. I work an extra part-time job serving lunch at my child's school, but I still can't afford to put food on our table.
Daniel from California. Choosing whether to pay the rent or pay to fix the car to get to work doesn't leave us with much at all. Now we can't even pay for meals.
Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
So I'm back, everybody. So we're talking tonight about the greatest gift that we have, which is an ability of the brain that is called the intuitive mind. And there are 7 rules to help you make important decisions using this gift. And one of them is paying attention to signs. The first rule asks you to open up to signs, like the universe tries to offer you guidance that you many times miss or neglect because you're not tuned in. So you have to tune in, exactly like you tune in on a radio station, you tune in into your own frequency. Anything can be a sign, like you see your late mother's name on a truck, or somebody you're thinking about is just calling you and offering exactly what you need. So when you do recognize something as a sign, you're not going to miss it anymore. So that's one of the golden rules. There's another one that I think is very powerful. Take your own advice. What good advice can be coming from someone else instead of coming from you, because you allow yourself to be instructed by your inner self, by your inner voice. So I want you to make the difference between you over analyzing or basing things on logic versus just trusting yourself, trusting that gut feeling. And also, a third element is keep your conscience clean. Always try to act for the good of everybody, not only the good of yourself, which is very hard to do. You look in the world today and you don't see people acting for the good of others. But decisions that hurt others and only benefit you will always turn against you. So when in doubt, ask yourself, am I acting in good faith? So keeping your conscience clean will keep your intuition clean and neat. That's what you want, because if your conscience is heavy, that your intuitive mind is not operating at its potential. And also detach from negative emotion, because nothing keeps us stagnant like being dominated by impatience, hatred, jealousy, fear. So making right choices means eliminating this emotion. You're going to tell me, Carmen, that's very hard to do. No, it's not that hard. You have to have the courage. And it takes you incredible courage to stop being impatient and jumping to conclusions and wait the right opportunities. And if you don't become frustrated so easily, you'll expand your perception. And when you expand, you see the bigger pictures. So emotions, what do? They barriers of progress. They stop you from seeing. So when you eradicate them, you can make the right intuitive decisions. And also know your influences, because many times you turn to friends and for guidance, or to family members. But I'm telling you, for everybody listening, listen to yourself, because people are naturally biased, they floated, they dealing with their own problems. So go within yourself. So better go within and find your solution within you. And also, don't cross the red flags. The universe shows you red flags. Red flags when it comes to people, to situations that are blocking you. So instead of becoming frustrated, tell you, probably I'm safe from something bad here. My intuitive mind is giving me an honest answer that I might not like, but there's something behind it that I'm not seeing it. So that's why intuition is such a powerful tool. Always organize your thoughts. Introduce new prospect into your life. When you think something good can happen, then you take the right action. So write down situation that you want to happen to you. Put your words into thoughts, even if it's sometimes difficult, but put them in writing. You know, the writing stays, and read those things and project your own mind into what you want to achieve. Write down your own prediction. I absolutely advise you to do that. And I'm going to go right now to take the calls again. And I'm going to Domingas, and I want to thank you, Domingas, for being, if you're still with me, I'm very grateful for being so patient. Talk about patience. How are you, my dear?
Awesome.
Awesome. Fabulous. This is the best answer, Dominguez. This is your beautiful soul coming out to me and on the radio in one single word that summarizes everything. I love you.
Me too. Have your book. Tired of it. Getting too old.
All right, my love. So let's see, Dominguez, what can we work together today, and in which way I can be instrumental in empowering your own intuitive mind?
My challenge right now is also give to the multi-talent on language skills. I did bachelor in finance. I'm kind of stuck as stay-home mom for 9 years. Right now, separated with the husband. I'm trying to find a way to get back to work. I'm between like many obstacles right now, but you gave me a lot of hope that you might be able to help me lift the, some stones, dark stones that I might have holding me back, that kind of get me stuck.
I want you to see like 9 years is a year of completion, exactly the 9 years in which, let's say, you went through the school of being a mom. You did something that you probably needed to do at that point, but that chapter is closed, and now what you need to do, you have to step out and use your skills, your abilities. I don't know if you should go back into the financial business. I think you should go more into a creative field. I think you should reinvent yourself. I think you should think of yourself in a total different, from a different angle, in a different perspective. Put yourself in a different life, but definitely put yourself on a pedestal, because this is the way you're going to attract an amazing opportunity. And I also feel like you can be independent if you want at this point. Depend less on a paycheck and try to generate your own business. Give me just the month and the day of your birth. I want to see where you are right now with your timing.
October 26, 1978.
October 26. So you have, from the beginning, I tell you, money is not going to be an issue in the future. What is very interesting is that your decision need to be put in place right now and not to be delayed. So my saying is, in the next 4 months from now, you can get the best job, you can get, or you can get an opportunity of building something in your own. Which one sounds more tempting? Trying to work for somebody else, or trying to work on organizing a business on your own?
I have that because we have a business skills in the family, but it's just that I'm kind of lost on that side. I feel like
can you reinvent that? You reinvent the business, giving it a different dimension, a different perspective, a different grounds? I feel like that is as a way to reorganize everything there. And you can do two things in the same time, because, you can actually have two directions to work. Keep the business on the side on your own, and also work for somebody else. So get a job too. I see you having kind of both. Probably that's where my intuitive mind is telling me you can go for both. You can redirect your business and reshape it in a different direction. And you can also go and get a job that can pay you very well. I don't see money being an issue for you. On the contrary, I see you getting so much better financially. I also see you meeting somebody who's around your age very soon. Right, it's like in your case, it's something, it's right there, it's right around the corner. Just see it and write it down every day. Take a notebook and write down what I want to happen right now, what I'm missing right now, what is my desire, what is my need, what is that I require emotionally to fulfill myself. So start tapping into you and get your own feelings of where you're going, because with you, what's clear about your timing is that everything is right happening right now. I won't be surprised if, like, in a month or two, you will tell me, hey, I got the best job and I also found a man in the same time. It's interesting, and things can happen at once. Or sometimes nothing happens for years. And you shifting the energy, and the energy is so good for you right now. You have to just see it. And I feel a man who has a name like with an A or a J, like Anthony, Jason, something, or Jonathan, something with an A.
My husband is Anthony. My husband is Anthony in English, but my son is Anthony. It has a middle name Anthony. So my husband is, when he translates.
So the Anthony, it hit so hard my head. It's like That means when your intuitive mind taps into your intuitive mind and I receive a message of a name, you know. So this is where the way intuition works.
I don't know if it's love or obsession. We separated for almost 2 years.
Okay, well, what I'm getting here, probably you had a very intense karma, you know, and you had a family together. It's very hard to let go, in a sense of completely deleting this chapter of your life like it didn't exist. It did exist, you know, it did exist. It played such a impact in your life, and you have kids together, and it's not an obsession. It's very normal to react this way. So I found it.
Fighting for him, or actually change that, because I'm almost like right now that's my full-time job, fighting for him, try to cancel the divorce or cancel selling the house because he wants to sell the house so bad. We have a
Is he convinced of this divorce? This man, does this man really want to divorce you? Do you really want to divorce him? That's a big question.
No, I don't, and I don't think he does. I think it's just in my past karma.
Because it's so weird. So I'm telling you here, there's this man right around the corner, and I'm giving you the name of your husband. So that to me is so profound. So here I am. I'm not coming with a different name. I'm just coming with the name of your husband, which makes me believe somewhere that the man you actually going to be with might see your husband in a different way of action, you know. It's like the man learns something from whatever he's been going through with you, and he just wakes up. There's a sign of it that says, I don't know whether this really has to turn into a divorce. Do you agree or no?
I don't agree. It's just at the same time I'm kind of tired fighting, because right now I'm the only one that don't want divorce. He's the one that really want a divorce, but I don't
really think the man really wants a divorce. I know psychologically, I don't want you to show him you don't want a divorce, but I don't want you to calm down about it. And let's put it more in the perspective. Is it really meant to happen? Or it's not, because where you are right now, the time that you are in doesn't support the divorce. The time you are in supports healing, supports marriage and success and being together. This is very interesting. If you would have divorced this man a year ago, I would have said, yeah, you're in the year of separation and this was supposed to happen. But where you are right now, you're not really in that time of your life. So that's why it's so hard to do. That's why it feels so wrong and it's so unfair, and that's why you're fighting. There's a side of you that fights for something that is not meant to happen. You fight for this marriage because you know the marriage is supposed to continue and not supposed to fall apart.
Yes, absolutely. And I went through a lot of challenge, and I'm learning that right now. So, you know, I'm ready to have a family and a relationship. But it's just that I'm stuck in my husband only. It's almost like I don't have mine for nobody else, no matter how Prince Charming
you can't even say you're stuck, because if this was not meant to happen, your energy is plugged, you know. It plugged in his energy into a chapter in your life that is not really meant to fall apart. So there's a side of you intuitively that says, why am I divorcing? Because I was not meant to divorce. I worked very hard. I gave this man kids. I did everything in my power. Why is this falling apart, you know? And how can I rebuild or heal or make it better, or, go back to a place of reconciling and coming back to each other? I feel very strange. I feel like you guys are not really meant to divorce, and you probably feel the same way.
Right now, I'm just waiting for him to change that perception to accept that.
Well, let's do this. Let's wait and see, without doing anything, without telling him too much, without forcing anything. Just praying this divine world that knows where you're going, and ask the divinity within yourself to show you whether is this really supposed to be. And if it's not, then I tell you, right around the corner, in the next 2 weeks, 2 months, this man is going to come around. He's going to come back to you and say, I'm sorry, I was wrong. I've seen so many cases of people that go back to each other after a period of falling apart or thinking that they need to divorce. So many people reconcile. So don't consider necessarily the divorce. just take a deep breath and stay calm and stay in a meditation state of allowing the divine world to put things in order the way they meant to be. Because if something is meant to be and this is meant to be corrected and you meant to go to each other, it's going to happen anyhow.
Thank you. I really appreciate your guidance.
I love you, my Dominga. So just stay calm. I really feel very strong that this might be different than what it looks right now. Let's pray for that positive situation changing right away. I want you to keep me posted and tell me what's going on with you by writing to me or calling me back anytime you feel like you need to talk to me, okay?
When I connected you to Facebook, after I start, chatting with you, I felt like your frequency, it kind of shifts the way he has been expressing. He was very aggressive in the past, but now it's almost like his way of talking is more like vibrant, is more a little bit nice. It was you gave me a lot of hope.
Well, we can't live without hope in this world, We need the good energy. We need the positive thoughts. We need the positive words. We need the positive. So positively opens to possibilities. If you think the positive way, the possibility is there. If you dismiss it, there's nothing there. So everything falls apart. And you've been working so hard and building things so hard. But don't beg for it. Don't beg for this man for anything. Let it come from him. Because I feel like he's so depressed and destroyed and confused. But he is going to come back to his senses. I also feel there's an influence in his life from somewhere else. Which I kind of hate to see. I'm going to go to a break, Dominguez. I love you, my angel. So we'll talk anytime you want. I'll be back in a minute, so don't hang up the line. I'll be with you, Mary and Kate. Thank you for listening.
The best of holistic, spiritual, and conscious world. OMTimes Radio. IOM FM.
Ascending Hearts is no ordinary dating site, but a spiritual dating site with a purpose, to link you with your soulmate. We engineer the serendipity so you can trust that you will attune with someone that has the same matching vibration as you. Ascending Hearts, the conscious dating site for the spiritually aware. Try Ascending Hearts for free. AscendingHearts.com.
Hello, I'm Lisa Berry. Join me every Monday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time for Light on Living. A chance to see new, hear different, and feel more as I shine the spotlight on all the ways to lighten the load of life's challenges. Light on Living is your link to that new way you're looking for, that new understanding that will enhance your life, and that positive connection that will support your growth. So join me and you'll gain insight and start to see things in a new way that motivates you.
I'm Fidel Nshombo. I was born in a city called Bukavu in the Congo. We were a loving family, and then, boom, everything that I had disappeared in a single day. People think that when you are a refugee and they resettle you to America, your problems are done. They don't understand that that's the beginning of everything. I was not born a refugee. I was made one.
It's time we welcome refugee families with open arms. Learn more at embracerefugees.org, brought to you by the Ad Council.
Hello, my wonderful friends. I'm Carmen Harra on OMTime Radio with my wonderful producer, Christopher. And we're talking about the power of the mind, to see beyond the physical world. And do you ever have premonitory dreams? They are just a reflection of what the universe is trying to tell you. I'm just doing this show today because I'm a firm believer that we can receive amazing messages from the intuitive mind, this ability of the brain, as I said, to bridge the two hemispheres, and we can be more in tune and more aware, and we can make better choices if we listen to that gut feeling. and have the courage to reshape our lives. So, as I said, following your intuition takes courage. It's not an easy thing to do. But I'm going to go back to the phone and I'm going to talk to Mary. Hi, my lovely Mary.
Hi, Carmen. Thank you for taking my call.
Absolutely.
Okay, so the thing I've been having really bad inside, like this anxious feelings that I don't even know why I'm having it. I mean, I've been having a lot going on with health-wise. I was having like a heart problem, and I had to have a procedure done, and stuff like that. But I'm not understanding why I feel so anxious, and it's like I'm waiting for something, and I don't know what it is, and it's just like I'm just going crazy about it.
Okay. I think that there's a lot of the chemistry of the brain. You know, anxiousness and sometimes goes hand in hand with anxiety. Do you feel like a little bit of anxiety, like a sense of not feeling at ease?
Yes, that's exactly how I feel. Like I just want ease, and now sometimes like it gets better. Sometimes it's just there, like this feeling of.
I always blame anxiety. Has a lot to do with the chemistry of the brain, the hormones in the brain, serotonin, dopamine, epinephrine. If that goes high, like let's say the epinephrine goes high, you will develop a heart problem. Because there's a release of a lot of adrenaline in the blood, and your heart, even if it's a healthy heart, will start either to speed or go into causing different problems with arrhythmia or other physical issues. So a lot of our physical issues are caused by the chemistry of the brain. And I feel like that's happening in your case. So I highly recommend regulating a little bit the chemistry of the brain in a natural way. No, when I'm not your doctor, so I'm not allowed to tell you exactly, but I tell you there's a natural medication. There's not really a medication. It's something made out of the plants that I think you can take, and it's called Travacor. And it's going to calm you and regulate the brain and make you feel much more at ease. It's the alternative for what doctors prescribe when there's anxiety, like Xanax there's a bunch of medication that can actually make you feel more at ease, more in control, more relaxed. But I'm not such a believer in medication, and most likely in your case, I won't have the right to tell you what to take. But I feel like telling you about Travacor is not, against medical advice, because it's something natural. So you can find it at Innovative Psychiatry. There's a site that they have, or you can find it sometime on Amazon. And it's something that a lot of people take to calm them down. And I feel like it's going to help your heart. You're going to sleep better. You're going to feel different. It's going to regulate the chemistry of the brain. And I feel you will regain confidence in yourself. Your heart will act better. I don't feel you sick. It's interesting. I don't feel you have any real physical problem, unless you tell me otherwise. But if I am intuitively tapping into you, you can tap into another person energetically. So if I tune into your energy, I feel somebody who's okay and healthy. Tell me if this is different and you have a different understanding of. Do you agree with me? Hello?
Yes, I definitely agree with you. I don't have any problems like that.
That's what I'm saying. So all these other symptoms are psychosomatic. They based on something emotional, psychological, chemistry of the brain, which is very common in the young population. Kids have it, women at the menopause have it. At different phases of our life, we can go through hormonal changes, or things that can just change because you've been through a difficult time.
Medicine was?
It's called. This is not really a medicine. This is made out of plants. It's something natural, but has a tremendous benefit. It's called Travacor. Travacor, exactly the way you hear it. It's Travacor. So If you want, I can spell it to you. It's TRAVACOR. Okay. And you can check for it. Is no side effects, can do no harm, only good. And you can, before taking it, go check it. Extremely inexpensive, extraordinarily beneficial. It's going to make you feel better, less anxious. It takes away that feeling of anxiousness. So, and I also, I feel that you go through some changes in the next 3, 4, 5 months that are positive. I recommend that you travel or take your mind away from the. Do you live in the same place for a while?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay. Have you ever thought about moving? That might sound crazy, but I'm just asking you.
I have thought about it, but there's things stopping me with our family to leave here that I don't want to leave, so that will stop me from moving anywhere else.
I will say contemplate the moving. Don't necessarily do it. Contemplate it, Put the idea in motion and say, if I am supposed to move, if this will be beneficial for me, I'm going to think about it. And the moment the mind starts to think, the opportunity will be presented. So something that is kind of meant to happen will be revealed to you. I have a very strong sense of somebody with a name like J, like George or GJ or John, or something with a GJ sound of a name that can be either work related or somebody who's coming into your life that I feel very good about the impact that this person will make on you in a good way. So look for that, to open your mind to what is there for you ahead of you in the next 2 months, 4 months, 8 months, including the change of residence that will change. A home is an extension of your emotions sometimes and of your memories. And sometimes when you change the environment, that does a lot of good to your mind, to your ability to think, it just changes your frequency around. So it's a good thing. So think about it. And we can talk about it anytime. Do you have any other question for you?
So you say you see somebody coming into my life,
Yes, a man that is not very tall, who's brown hair, who's very smiling, very funny guy. That would be very good for you, because it's going to make you all the time laugh and have fun, and it's work related. You meet him through work. And I think this is a person that's going to do No, you don't know him yet, but he's not far away from being in your life, so he's right around the corner. So if you meet him by August, September, October, around that time, let me know. We can talk about him much more. He's a family guy. He's very funny. He's very sweet, kind, and loving. That's what you need. And this man, you will travel with him, and he might be a catalyst of a change of a residence too. So you're not going to be alone anymore. But let me know how you're doing, because I wanna hear from you. Okay? I love you, my Mary.
Thank you so much, Carmen.
Bye, sweetheart. I'm gonna go to Kate. Hi, Kate. How are you, my dear?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, you sound so beautiful, Kate.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. I wanna hear, how can I help you tonight?
I am going through a divorce that has started to get a little bit messy in regards to custody and child support and all of that.
Do you have two boys or 2 children?
I have 2 children, yes.
Do you have a son?
I do.
Okay. Because I feel like your son is very emotional about it. I don't know if you agree with me.
Yes, 100%.
But is this going on for a while, like the last 1.5 years or 2.5 years, something like that?
The divorce part actually just started, but our relationship has been going in that direction for about that long, yes.
Yeah. So I'm not looking at the filing of the paperwork. I'm looking at when this started to become rocky or more difficult for you. I think you're making peace with the fact that you needed to go through this. I found your husband not very receptive to the responsibilities. Do you agree?
Oh, yes, 100%.
Yeah, he's like acting like putting either blame on you or trying to blame whatever.
Yes.
I don't find him fair. You know, it's like when you go through, especially when kids are involved, you have to be as fair as possible. And I hate to say that, and I feel for you because he's not fair to you. And this is something you cannot change. It's not within your power. We can't change people. They are who they are. And you did your best. I mean, you had your good years with this man. Did you stay with him 9, 12 years?
8.
Okay. Because this relationship can go to a cycle. A cycle is around 9 years. So you stayed 8. So I assume that this might be over around the 9 year. You know what I mean? This was a transitory relationship that could not last into the second cycle. A cycle is 9 to 12 years. It was very hard for you to take this relationship to the next level, into the next cycle. So it actually ends after one cycle. That's what people don't understand, why relationships don't last forever like we think, you know. So, but I don't want you to be upset about it, because there's another person coming into your life who I think is more compatible with you. So I want you to already look into what's next for me, and don't get trapped into the pain and the suffering of the divorce. And don't get hurt, because I know it's easy to talk, very hard to do. When you're hurt by somebody, when somebody is deceiving you and somebody is not fair, your emotional pain are there. You feel hurt. You feel disappointed. You question, why did this man do that? How could he do this to me? You know? But actually, I want you to step ahead and see beyond it and allow somebody else. It's interesting. I feel an initial E, like Eric, Elena, Elizabeth, E, Eric. I don't know who this E name is, but I keep on seeing a vowel, you know. I see somebody who I would describe more lighter hair with lighter eyes. I see somebody who I like, because he's totally opposite from the man you married in terms of quality, responsibility, and he's gonna come and complement the needs that you blend into those needs. You know what I mean? So he's coming in your life exactly in the right time, but you have to open the door of your soul for it. You know. So I really believe that. This is going to be extremely good for you. So I want you to be ready for something new, and let that happen. So don't how should I say, block it, or don't stop it from happening, and don't allow yourself to be trapped in the pain. You know.
Okay.
So get ready for something different, and just make peace with this, and of course handle in the best you can the kids, so that the kids are okay. The kids need to feel, how old are your kids? 6 years old, 8 years old? How old are they?
7 and 3.
Okay. So the 7 one, I felt like almost like an 8-year-old. So that's the one that might understand it better. The 3-year-old doesn't get anything. So when kids are really small, they don't understand anything. When they come closer to 9, they start to understand. But even then, they don't perceive emotion. Children don't understand emotions. That's why kids do a lot of terrible things as teenagers, because they don't comprehend what's emotionally going on with them. So I'm not that worried. Only the older one that I should say that you should pay a little bit more attention. But kids are going to be fine. It's better to do it now than do it when they are 16 or 17. Much better. They're not damaged. So they will understand, they will live with this, and they will recognize the second father figure that's going to be probably in many ways better. It doesn't matter who gives birth to you. It matters who takes care of you, you know, who raised the child. So if they will have another father figure and it's a good man, then everything is going to be perfect for them. And I think that's pretty much the case. But I don't really think that this future ex-husband of yours is going to be a bad father. I think he will actually be a responsible father long term, you know.
Okay. That's good to know, because he hasn't been so far.
No, he will. Whatever wakes him up at some point will wake him up. So something will wake him up. But you know what? It's his karma. they say whatever you do here, it's your own action, which translates into your own karma. The way I respond to what you did to me, it's my karma, which I decide to respond in as positive, and I'm working on myself, and I'll be happy with myself, and I'll build a new chapter in the book of my life, which is going to be a much better chapter. I promise you that.
Okay.
I love you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, my sweetheart. I'm going to go to Bianca. Bianca, my love, are you there for me?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, so I have just 2 minutes, so let me get to you as fast as I can. So just ask me the question that is the most important for you.
Well, my most important question right now is my business.
Your what? Your business?
My business is direct
Yeah.
sales.
Okay, the business will grow and will grow extremely well. I want you to give him a little bit of time. I want you to look at the people around you. I see 2 or 3 people who come into your life for the business purpose. In terms of sustaining, expanding your business. Does your business have anything to do with overseas, like getting merchandise from someone, selling it somewhere? I see travel. I have a sense of something that expands.
Not from overseas, but it can expand.
Yeah, it will expand. I have to go to the end of the show, Bianca. Send me an email and I will respond with my whole, answer. Thank you for listening to Miracle Guidance. I'm Carmen Harra, and I'll be with you next week, same time, same place, OMTime Radio. God bless you. Thank you for listening.